Hi, I'm Jale, welcome to my channel. This is going to be a reading about Pallas moving into Aquarius on the 29th of April 2020. Who is Pallas? Pallas is the ruler of Warcraft, okay? Currently in Capricorn, about to transition into Aquarius on the 29th of April 2020. Massively needed. Who was Pallas? Pallas was married to Styx. Styx was the boundary between, in typical sort of mythology, Styx was the boundary between Earth and the underworld. So anything in the ethers there, or anything in the sort of buried undercover that was sort of needing to come up, then they obviously had children as well. That's according to myth. So the kind of the energies that we tend to sort of see in Pallas are certainly heightened energies. Certainly we kind of look for how that kind of reacts within the chart. Now at the moment it's in, I think it's about 29 degrees in Capricorn, and because we've got a lot of other planets in Capricorn, it is obviously causing quite a lot of issues. I'll just pull up the current chart at the moment, we'll go through that, but it's like it's heightening a lot of things, especially things that may not have been sort of talked about, hidden. A lot of heightened energies here that are currently kind of coming up for review, let's say. Now with the current transits, it is hitting or conjuncting Saturn, which is the planet of karma, and it is also conjunct Jupiter alongside Pluto. Jupiter expanding things, so causing a kind of heightened reaction, and Pluto is death and rebirth. So this is a heavy hitting planet, and being 29 degrees is also extremely significant. There is usually a heightened aspect within 29 degrees within any chart. If you have 29 degree planets in any of your charts, usually it's a really significant lesson, or something that needs to come back to be repeated because it wasn't quite learned before. That's usually my interpretation. Now just please FYI, I'm not a professional astrologer. I have studied this on my own since the age of 13. I read it psychically, okay? So I listen to the energies based on the map, the astrological chart, and I listen to my guides, and I listen to my star family, and they give me the insights. And one of the things is that they wanted me to look into this today because it is going to affect people. Now obviously at the moment as it currently stands, we've got a lot of heightened energy. I'm currently arranging a World Earth Day meditation relay with a group of people that watch this channel. That will be taking place on the 22nd of April. The idea is on that day in all time zones, people pick an hour or half an hour to do meditation with the idea of sending out energy to anywhere that needs it. Now, if you want to be involved in this event, please do either sort of click on the description box. There's going to be a Facebook support group, spiritual support group in there. If you want to join that, I post updates there. Alternatively, I've been posting updates as well on social media. So all my social media details are inside. If you want to kind of get more information, email me or send me a DM in social media and I will reply. Just if you want to take part, just let me know a time when you want to do it and then I'll put your name down. Yeah, so that's part of the reason why I kind of wanted to look into this meditation relay, with the idea of the ripples energetically sort of starting from one side of the planet going all the way around based on time zones, hopefully causing a bit of a shift, because obviously the degree this is in is really important. So between now and the 29th, things are going to get heightened. So we need to have a look into this. Let's pull some tarot cards to see what it is they want to kind of advise us of. I'm going to go with the starseed oracle first off, just to set the scene of what this affects, how this affects things, and what you can expect to be seeing between now and sort of moving forward. Because even sometimes past the 29th of April, especially when these planets have just hit 0 degrees, it can still influence. Now we do currently have retrogrades happening from the 15th of May. I need to have a look actually to see if that's going to be in retrograde as well. Let me just double check that, one sec. Okay, so it's not going into retrograde the same day as Pluto, Jupiter and Saturn, which is around the 15th of May. but it is gonna at that point be in Aquarius, and it's gonna pass Saturn. It's gonna cross over Saturn around the 16th to the 17th of May. So I feel, because we're also going to have the moon conjunct Mars on that day as well, so that's definitely a day to be looking out for, as well as we're going to have Venus in retrograde at that point as well. Let me fill out these energies here. We'll look into that. But yeah, so the sort of key dates will be the 29th of April and then the 16th of May for how Pallas is going to affect things. Let's pull a starseed oracle, first of all, by Rebecca Campbell. Just to sort of give some insight, first of all, into Pallas and how this is going to affect everyone. It's going to be drama, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. Try not to play into the drama. Easier said than done, because it's gonna have a reflection down here. Wow. Some people have some things to say. Wow, wow, wow. I'm glad. No wonder they asked me to look into this, because it was like, what are we doing today? And they're like, you need to look at this again, because I had it on my list and it was clearly needing to be looked at. Okay, so are we taking all of these? Just the top ones, yeah? What do you want to do? All of them or just the top? Just the top, okay. Right, okay. This is interesting. I was meditating earlier and I picked up on a very strong Andromedan energy. It says jump in. Andromedan energy, adventure, say yes to change. This looks like the eye of the universe. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, this has got a very strong galactic sort of centre feel to it. But interestingly, as far as I can see, the galactic centre is not going to play. Let me just double check that though. I'm just going to have a look to see where the galactic centre is on the... and now, if you're not aware, galactic centre is anything that was kind of birthed, in my opinion, out of the universe. Now, obviously, I'm sure professional astrologers may have a differing opinion. That's just my interpretation of it, based on the fact that my Neptune is conjunct the galactic centre in Sagittarius. So, yeah, take that as you know. So on that date... interesting. So it will be conjunct. That's interesting. We'll have a look at the snapshot of the planets. There's definitely some kind of alignment here. In fact, right, there's an alignment with the galactic center, well, it looks like, with the South Node, which is why they're mentioning this. Yeah, look. There's an alignment with the South Node and the galactic center on the this is around the 15th of May. All right. Now, Andromedan energy, everyone's going to interpret this differently, but how I'm reading that is there's a structure here that's going to offer something new. Say yes. Say yes to change. So, I mean, I'm not going to lie, this looks like it's going to be... My guides have used an extreme word here. My guides have used a very extreme word to explain, which we tend to get told off if we say too much on YouTube. So I'm sure you can imagine what that word is. If I'm doing a live, I'll say it. But yeah, they are advising me that there's going to be some extreme circumstances around this date, 15th to 17th of May. The next card, the Great Severing, Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. I'm hearing ripple effect. It's like something's crumbling to make way for the new. All right, and then we've got here the weight of the world, boundaries, let go, it's not yours to carry. If you are around this date and you are observing lots of drama that you know is not yours to carry, you need to release, you need to surrender. focus on things that you can control as opposed to things that you feel like you can't, okay? And I'm hearing source code here. I'm hearing a source code. You need to surrender. There's something about surrendering in this. If you manage to surrender, you're going to really get some good kind of insights on these days. The external is probably going to show you the total opposite of that. In fact, it might even show you a lot of conflict. I'm going to be honest with you, around the 15th. You may get some indication of this around the 29th of April, and then it might pause and then continue around the 15th to 17th. It will flare up. So whatever you're seeing around the 29th, I feel like you may get that as a flare up again around the 15th to the 17th. Watch for that. They're saying wash your hands of it. Whatever this is, it's going to appear and reappear. Wash your hands of it. They're saying it's not yours. It's not yours. You may even get downloads from past lives that you're thinking, what is this? They're saying it's not yours to kind of, because I feel like the past life thing is going to be really, it's like there's something around this in a past life that is going to come up to be revealed that you're probably not, you're probably going to you'll be getting insane downloads basically. And it will probably show you or shed some light on insights from a past life that maybe you hadn't ordinarily put your fingers on. Wow. 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 This is insane. Okay, so we've got, what are we doing with this card, guys? Are we turning this the other way or are we leaving it? They're saying leave it. So we've got the called cards in the reverse. Okay, it says soul gifts and training, it's time to step up, but it's in the reverse. This feels to me like on the 29th of April, you'll get an indication of what you're going to need to do around the 15th to the 17th, and then on the 15th to the 17th, then you do it, if that makes any sense, because the next card is a new earth. It's happening, keep holding the vision. So I'll be honest with you, this is why I set up the Earth Day meditation relay with everyone else that wanted to kind of take part. If you want to join in, let me know. But this is, can you see, like, these two cards are insane next to each other. She's walking, that's not going to justify it if we don't hold it the right way. She's walking through a doorway here. She's about to walk through a doorway and on the 29th. But because it's like, there's something about that doorway that's, I feel like it's being blocked. It's like a doorway, you might see it, but you won't be able to walk through it. And so you may get frustrated. Don't, just let it go. Let it go. But be aware that from the 15th to the 17th, you're going to be walking out the other side, and it's already happened. You're there, and it's like you've already been called. It may be a subconscious calling. You may get download in your sleep. You may get something that comes through that is, you know, something that you maybe thought wasn't a big thing, but actually during your sleep you already did it. There's going to be some kind of work you did in your sleep, basically, from what I'm looking at here. So let's just read a new earth, and then we'll jump into tarot. It says it's happening, keep holding the vision, don't give up now, you're closer than you think. I know it's hard to hold the frequency of a new age when it feels as if so much is crumbling and so many are losing faith. This is your sign that you're facing the right direction. You have a great gift in being able to see the potential of things before they exist. Tend to the new seeds, dream them into existence. Don't lose faith now, keep your focus fixed. Planting new seeds and bringing about a shift of the ages is no mean feat. It requires extreme trust and a radical vision. If you pull this card, it's a reminder to have faith. You chose to be here to be part of this global shift, whether you're bringing it about through prayer and meditation or through working on a new project, job or creation. Keep going. It's happening. Don't give up now. The world needs more dreamers like you, more people with hope in their hearts. The road ahead may not be plain sailing. Ushering in a new age in times of change never is, but you're being encouraged to remember that what you've been working towards for so long is almost here. Don't question yourself now. Don't waver. Dig your devotion deep. For if you do, in the not too distant future, you'll be able to sit back and watch all that you've so carefully planted and nurtured, grown and bloomed. It's possible. Keep focusing on your dream. You're closer than you think. How can you keep holding the vision? So what they're basically saying there is that you may not get an opportunity to complete this in sort of the end of April, but it will come back around May, and then there'll be another energy of asking you to hold that space of what you want to see. Keep that manifestation energy of what you want to see, and don't sort of waver on that. Don't waver on that energy, because it's going to be really important for you to keep and hold that vision in order to manifest what we want to see. What are we doing, guys? What tarot are we going for? We're going to use the Good Tarot today by Colette Baron Reid. Shout out to Kate for these beautiful cards. These are insane cards. I love them. Okay, let's see. Pallas, please. What can you tell us, please? What is it we need to know about this transition into Aquarius for the 29th of April and then up to and including the 17th of May moving forwards? What is it we need to know, please? What is it we need to know? I might do a second part of this, depending on what they want to do. Wow. Yeah. You guys need to be very careful of being drawn into manipulation, silly arguments. You're gonna, it's like whatever comes up around that time will be karmic. Don't take the bait. Like, I'm actually going to put 15 different reminders on my phone to not, because this, listen, I've got Mars and Mercury and Sun in Aries, guys. Like, this is this energy is no joke for me. Like, yeah, there's going to be, we don't want to be popping off all every 3 seconds. So 9 of Fire, this is Wounded Warrior. This is the Wounded Warrior. Anyone who is in my soul tribe is going to sit there and go, yep. 9 of Wands, this is Wounded Warrior energy. But can you see, she's playing with the stars now. They're playing with the stars. They're not messing around. So it's like, do not, because you're going to jeopardize this next bit. Because look, 9 of Wands is as an end of a cycle. Because then it goes 10 of Wands, you release the burden, and then you go to Ace of Wands, full steam ahead. Do not buy into this, because this is going to be sacrificed. Don't sacrifice this next, playing. Look at that energy as well. Can you see? She's transmuting it all, and look at her face. She's like, haha, I know what I'm doing. You guys know what you're doing, but just don't. This is going to be like a test. I'll be honest with you. Look for around those dates, because they're just saying, my guides are like, this is no joke. Like, you're so close to leveling up into something really big, and so everyone, my guides are like, we're trying to give you a heads up, because we know that you're going to be good and you'll do it fine, but it's just to make sure that, because I'll be honest with you, and I got told off last time for saying this, because they were like, my friend was like, you shouldn't be saying that word because it's a really bad word, and I'm like, well, it's real, it's a real word. I was tested recently and I failed, and that's when my friend was like, you shouldn't say that about yourself. And I know, but realistically, I want to hold myself to account. I'm not going to sit and be like, I tried, but it didn't quite work out, because, I mean, that's just one and the same thing, isn't it? It's like, it's just a harsher word in her eyes. I want to hold myself to account, because I want to improve. I want to strive to move forward. I want to battle my lessons. I want to learn my lessons. I want to complete my lessons. I want to move forward. I don't want to keep repeating myself. I don't want to keep repeating my lessons. I want to grab this opportunity, run with it, then bye-bye. I've done what I need to do, and off I go. But I feel like some people are like, oh no, don't do that. And I'm like, no, this is why I'm here. Like, run with it, failing, not failing, whatever you want to phrase this as. This is, again, it's like, I had a little test. I definitely, look, I'm not going to lie, I failed. Like, I didn't pass that test. It was definitely a test. And now I know, because I failed, I've learned, were they expecting me to pass it? I don't know. I feel like no, if I'm totally honest with you. I feel like they're just saying it was a really hard test for me. Which, thank you guys, that's really sweet. But this is where I kick my own backside and say, that's not, we have to keep, I should know better, in my opinion. But they're being very sweet about it. So we've got the 7 of Wands here as well. Again, look, a unicorn that is on top of a mountain, that is claiming the land. Would you ever think to see a unicorn on top of a mountain playing with fireflies on top of a hilltop? No. The impossible is possible. This is what this is saying. If you're sat there going, yeah, but you know, I don't have the money and my job's been cut and I'm at... that's when I feel like the wording we've got to be careful of, because don't count yourself out. Don't count yourself out. I didn't go, oh, I failed and so I've just counted myself out and it's all done and I'm going to sit and cry myself to sleep. I'm sitting here because obviously you've got to remember, Pallas is the god of, essentially, apart from Mars, which is the god of war, Pallas is like the counterpart of that. My Mars is in Aries, which it rules Mars, which is a god. You know, I'm built like a soldier. You know, that's typically Mars rules Aries. So anyone that has that kind of placement is usually built for that kind of thing. And I'm built for that kind of thing. It was how I was made. It was the whole plan of me in this lifetime. Otherwise, I would have given up years ago. You know what I mean? Like, so that when I say stuff like I failed, it's not because I'm being an idiot. It's because I'm being real, you know? Mercury in Aries is that very, very straightforward, direct energy, which people usually misread. And then the sun is... again, the sun is ruled by Leo, which is my 5th house. My sun is in my 5th house, which is Leo as well. But I have an Aries Taurus cusp, so like I've got some intense energy as well because of my moon as well. Anyway, what you deem as impossible is possible, and they're just saying don't count yourself out. Even if this test, you get to the bottom, like maybe you got to past the 29th of April, you've set a reminder on your diary or your phone to say watch Jale's video, and you know, remind yourself that just be wary of your surroundings so that you're not, you know, let's say for example, do you have a particular trait that over the last couple of weeks you feel like you've been tested on and maybe you felt like you weren't grappling well? This is possibly what this would be, because I know for a fact this previous thing that I failed is going to be coming up again here. I feel they put me through a little test run because they knew I wouldn't pass it, and it's not to kick my backside, it's so that they could give me a heads up because they knew I wouldn't do very well the first time, which I agree with them. Hence why I use the word failed, because it wasn't you know what I mean? Let's just call a spade, right? Let's just, for the argument's sake, I'm sure everyone is high vibed enough watching this channel and this video to understand that I'm not attacking people, that this is like real, you know? So anyway, this is the impossible is possible, okay? Don't count yourself out. Don't never underestimate yourself. Even if you've got 100, listen, I know don't get me wrong, sometimes that's really good energy to be in because then no one expects anything, which is brilliant. You can just do what you want to do. And if they do not expect anything from you, just let that happen, because in my opinion, that's the best way to live. That's happened to me all my life. It's easier energy because my guides they're saying, say it. They're saying because you fly under the radar that way and people don't see you coming. And it's not because you're ready to attack people and to be some little sneaky bastard, but it's because there are still energies. Because you've got to remember, we're transitioning through 4D into 5D, right? Now, that's a very ego thing to say. And obviously we're aware that while we're on this earth plane, we are going to have ego. Hopefully that's all very straightforward for people as well. But it's how we utilise it and how we transition and work with it, right? Because the ego protects us. The ego ensures us that if there's a threat, it lets us know, which is why obviously a lot, you know, it's usually frowned upon, but I try and, I mean, look, everyone has an ego. We're here. We're a soul living in a physical existence. We're given an ego for a reason. This, in example, is just say don't count yourself out, and to fly under the radar is good because people don't expect to see you coming. And then sometimes that's a benefit because sometimes people don't want to see people win. They don't want to, because then that's their ego, isn't it? So you've covered your own tracks, all right? We've got death. This was hidden in the deck. We've got death, okay? So what's happened is there's a transition, there's a transmutation here of, again, transmutation by fire, death, and rebirth into this unicorn energy of wow, what you deemed was possibly impossible isn't impossible. It's very real, it's very tangible, a dream come true. I'm hearing if you can work through this, if you pass this test, this is like a dream come true. All right? You're going to have choices. 7 of Cups. This is about choices. And this is very Piscean, Neptunian energy, which usually can be a bit illusionary and a bit confusing, a bit foggy. Because look, she's actually underneath the water here, but she's connected to her emotions. And can you see she's got her eye on one? She's already picked. She already knows what she wants. This is like someone you're co-creating. You're manifesting this as in real time. You're manifesting this in real time. Look which 2 cards came out again. Death, rebirth. What you thought was the impossible is the possible. This can also connect to twin flame connections as well. This also relates to it because it's one and the same lesson they're learning. If you're in a counterpart situation, this is also going to be a mirror situation for them. And what that means is that there's also something that they failed, which is possibly why if you failed, it could have, or if you've realised there's a lesson that's been continued, and then you kind of think, looking back, you think, actually, there was something last week that, you know, I should have really been understanding and I didn't. This is when it's like you're coming into alignment. This is full alignment. I feel like singing. I don't know why, but I feel like singing. Yeah, I feel like singing. I don't know what song this is. I can show you the world. Da, 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 da. I don't know why Disney. I keep hearing Disney songs. I haven't even watched. I've watched what, 3 Disney films, maybe 4, including Bambi when I was like 3. I think I've watched 4 Disney films in my life, and I don't even know what the song is, but I'm hearing it. A Whole New World. It's called A Whole New World. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Wow. What? Guys, I'm winded. I can't talk. This is insane. Sorry, I've gone into my own little world for a couple of seconds there because I didn't know how to I don't know how to talk. Right, hang on. Don't get emotional, for God's sake, Jale. Right. You got your wings. Ace of Air, Ace of Swords. You finally got your wings. The truth. You understand the truth of yourself. This is Pegasus. This is another mystical being that isn't so mystical. You got your wings. You got your truth. You got your clarity. You know who you are. You passed it. You've done it. This is you passing your test. And I want to sound very proud of you because this is not easy. This is really not easy. In amongst the chaos, don't be distracted. Don't be pulled into anything. If you feel on these dates you are getting suckered into absolute crap, be very wary and trust your gut instinct. Like, for example, go with the flow and surrender. But if you feel like someone is taking the absolute mick, be very aware of how you handle that, because if you are, put this way, this is going to go in line with a major test or a lesson that you have been battling to understand. So if it's patience, be aware of that. If it's control issues, then surrender. If it's temper, then try and look at it from a different point of view. Just whatever you do, because this is going to really tip a balance. But because this is a thing, if, let's say, for example, 20 people watch this video and 20 people learn this lesson and then they do it, guys, don't underestimate that, because that's a big energy, especially because, in my opinion, especially having spoken to a lot more subscribers at the moment with me doing lives, you guys are some freaking kings and queens that watch, and I'm honoured. Like, there's some hardcore energies that watch me, and I'm just kind of like, every time I read, I'm like, because I'm blown away by it. But we have amazing opportunity here. I'm rooting for you. I'm really rooting for you, because I want you guys, I want us all to succeed. I want us all to get to where we want to go, because if you've had pain, if you've struggled, if you've fought for every step of your life, then this is even more so. I feel privileged to be of assistance to you at this time, because I relate to you, you know. And look, this is a spiritual gift. This is like the earth plane, the spiritual plane, double whammy. This finally comes into fruition. This is it's like a layers of closing out of something. It's like you're closing out layers and layers and layers of past life. Can you see as well? Look where the hind legs meet on that card. It's like a spark of inspiration. It's like a springboard, because you took action and closed out this. It's like a springboard of energy. I've got freaking shivers and goosebumps here. Like, this is insane. Wow. Yeah, look. Magician and Hermit. You did something differently. You tackled something behind closed doors here. They're saying you've reached your fate. You've reached your fate. The door that was closed before. If you've found doors closing for you for everything, people not understanding you, people not understanding what you're trying to say, people misinterpreting everything, doors are opening here. This is not a joke. It's like this is your time. I'm not even joking here. This is some insane. Whatever this is, I want to bottle this up and I want to send it to you now. If you can't feel this energy, if you can't understand my words, I want to bottle this up and send this to you now so you can. All right. I want you to tap into that, because, and even if you want to put this as a reminder in your phone to re-watch this on the 29th of April and maybe the 15th, the 17th of May, maybe a couple of times between that point, if you want a reminder, I would highly recommend it, because I want this. Guys, I have to be able to talk. This is killing me off. But I mean, don't get me wrong. We're not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth, like. But oof. Fortune's well. Fortune's well. I'm just hearing the time has come. The old way, the old paradigm, with you having passed this, because I'm talking about it as if you have passed it, because I feel like that will help the situation. They're saying it will. I don't think you I don't know if you, maybe you do realise, but there's something big in this. This is like, wow. This is some heavy energy right here. We've got the High Priestess and the Ten of Swords. Something closes for something to be revealed. The truth to be revealed. What is. Something changes. Two of Cups. Yeah. Union with the self and union with others. This is something closes. Six of Wands, public recognition. Page of Earth, luck. This is luck. Lady Luck. Knight of Pentacles, an offer. An offer. Someone may be getting some kind of work offer here. But also it's like a spiritual upgrade on all levels, if I'm totally honest with you. There's definitely some kind of upgrade happening here with this energy. Yeah, look, death and rebirth. There's like an old way that's coming to an end. Look, transformation. Right, let's pull a final couple of cards for Pallas, please. 29th of April. Wow. This is it. It's like, look, King of Earth, King of Pentacles. Someone finally understands what these lessons were about, and this is the thing. It's going to have a ripple effect onto something else, okay? What you do in terms of learning this situation is going to affect something else that you're connected to. That could be, because look, this involves abundance. Look, King of Pentacles. This is like someone who is extremely abundant energetically, and it's not an intangible abundance. This is a physical harvest. It's like a manifestation of wealth almost. But this has happened. It's like someone's luck comes in based on what your changes and you passing this test, and then that knocks on to something else. Now, is it your counterpart? Yes, but it could also be something else. It could be a work situation. There's something else that if this affects once you learn this situation. Now, if you pass the test, then this is what is going to be at the end of it. Let's go to Nature's Whispers for final outcomes. I want some oracle cards here to kind of figure out what this is all going to be for. Obviously, they've already given kind of outcomes here, but I wanna see what else they have to tell us here. What else can you tell us, please, about this Pallas transitioning into Aquarius, please? 29th of April, and then again. So we'll pull an outcome for the 29th of April. First of all, outcomes for the 29th of April once Pallas moves into Aquarius. This one. Use your intuition, trust your intuition, go with your intuition. You have to, and if you're not sure what that will be, listen to your heart center, because it's like that's the test part, all right? That's the test part. So 15th to 17th of May, outcome, please. What is the outcome? Pallas with the South Node hitting against the galactic center, 15th to 17th of May. Outcome, please. Outcome. Wow. Wow. Look at the rainbows. Look, a helping hand. The impossible that you thought was impossible is actually possible. Look, there she is. She's merged. She's aligned. He's aligned. There's an alignment. This has come out as well. Seek beauty. So if this gets to the point where you're just thinking, you see these dates and you think this is like some ugly energy, and there's people that are losing their minds, go to something that you know gives you comfort and is beautiful to you energetically. If it's music, then go with that. Listen to music. If it's maybe you like pampering yourself, go with that. But don't get sucked into that energy, because that's the lesson I feel here with this is find your own beauty. Go look internally. If you can't see it externally, look internally. You'll find what you need. That went dangerously close to my candle. And then you'll get all the new experiences and possibilities that you can handle. Look, she's free. She's on her horse. Look, she's claimed her horse because it's her. All of the intangible things that maybe you thought you couldn't do, this is now being brought into the physical. This is here. It's here for the taking. You just have to understand and acknowledge when to jump, what to do, all right? And trust your instincts. Okay guys, this was your reading for Pallas entering into Aquarius, 29th of April. Hopefully this has been of some help. Lives Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Most of the time it's 8 p.m. British Standard Time. I try and go live a little earlier, 2 p.m. British Standard Time once a week. Sometimes I don't get to do that because I'm very busy. If you want personal reading, please, information is in the description box. All social media is in the description box as well. If you want to join us there, by all means, we are always open to receiving more people to watch the lives. And have a wonderful day. Take good care of yourselves. I hope you're keeping very safe and well. Thank you for all your likes, shares and subscriptions. It means a lot to me. And thank you for supporting this channel. Take care.